welcome to this video on 1983 to 1993, the decade that defined shoegaze here on Pedal Partners. Shout out to my besties Paige and Becca for providing the footage for this video. I mean, I went around with them, I was the driver, they did the footage part. If you enjoy the music in this video, check out my project Violet Oscillation. The song is called Postscript. I'll put a demo version up now on Bandcamp and I'll release it everywhere else in the world at some point when I put my album out, which will be coming as soon as I can make it. In this video, I'll be showing the scenes and places that shape the shoegaze genre and the bands in the genre, including My Bloody Valentine and Slowdive. I'm focusing mainly on my local area. I'm from Oxford, so most of these places were nearby to me and easy to access, and that's the Thames Valley, the scene that celebrates its south. Like I mentioned in my What is Shoegaze documentary, the genre is a global phenomenon today, and whilst I'll be focusing on the Thames Valley scene, the genre also has roots in Ireland with MBV and Scotland with Jesus and Mary Chain and Cocktail Twins. If something isn't covered in this video, subscribe to my channel as I have more videos exploring the sights and sounds of shoegaze coming in the future. Let's start in London, where Creation Records were once based. In 1984, Alan McGee signed brothers Jim and William Reed to Creation after hearing them at a London show. These early Jesus and Mary Chain shows were wild, normally only lasting 15 minutes or so, and on the night McGee signed the band, William was struggling with intense feedback. It was actually William's first gig ever, and the night ended with the band attacking the drummer. Creation would go on to sign a whole host of shoegaze bands over the years: My Bloody Valentine in 1988, Ride in 1989 and Slowdive around the same time, and others including the Buraidleys, Swerve Driver and the Telescopes. If you're new to shoegaze, you might have heard of Creation's other acts, which included a small Britpop band called Oasis and Primal Scream. Let's talk about My Bloody Valentine now. The band formed in Dublin, Ireland in 1983. It was in London, however, during the late 80s that the band really found their footing, releasing their debut album Isn't Anything through Creation in 1988. We're here at Blackwing Studios now in southeast London. It was here in February 1989 that MBV would start recording for their second album. Whilst Creation Records thought the album could be recorded in 5 days here, the band ended up hopping from studio to studio over the next couple of years, the end result being the groundbreaking masterpiece we know as Loveless, released in 1991, the same year as Nirvana's Nevermind and Boss's Metal Zone pedal. Cocktail Twins recorded Garlands here in 1982. I'm going to focus more intently on the Thames Valley shoegaze scene now, starting with my favourite shoegaze band Slowdive. We're here in Reading now, and it was here in 1989 that Slowdive formed, initially consisting of Neil Halstead and Rachel Goswell, friends who had been playing music together since they were 6. The band initially were called the Pumpkin Fairies, before settling on the name Slowdive, a name inspired by a song by one of Rachel's favourite bands, Susie and the Banshees. The band added Christian Saville, Nick Chaplin and Simon Scott to complete the lineup. Slowdive recorded each of their 4 albums here at Courtyard Studios, which you might recognise from my Map of Radiohead video. Definitely check that out. Slowdive's sound has evolved over the years. Whilst the early work has been compared to Cocktail Twins with lush modulations and dreamy atmospheres, it's really with 1993's Souvlaki that the band hit their stride for me. It's here that the band created an iconic sound. Songs like Allison and When the Sun Hits hide perfect pop songs under a plethora of effects like delay and reverb. Definitely check out my How to Sound Like Slowdive video and my Slowdive and the Boss PS2 for more Slowdive-like sounds. I also featured them in my What is Shoegaze documentary. It's this album where Slowdive really honed in on their craft, experimenting with ambient composer Brian Eno on tracks Sing and Here She Comes. The band had actually started sessions for Souvlaki in Bath, going into the studio directly after fellow shoegazers / space rockers spiritualized. These sessions didn't prove very fruitful, however, with Neil saying years later he'd wish he'd spent the time playing with the giant SCALEXTRICs that Spiritualized had left behind. The bulk of Souvlaki was therefore recorded in Oxfordshire at the Courtyard Studios. Another Reading band, Chapter House, formed in 1987. A really cool fact I found out about the band whilst researching for this documentary is that they went on directly after Nirvana at 1991's Reading Festival. Their debut album Whirlpool features Slowdive's Rachel Goswell on back-end vocals for the single Pearl and was produced by Cocktail Twins' Robin Guthrie. The band spent their early years touring alongside Spaceman 3, which Neil Halstead of Slowdive has also cited as an inspiration. Just a stone's throw away from Reading is Oxford. It was here in 1988 that Ride formed, and here in 1996 that I was born. Hey guys, what's up? Consisting of school friends Andy Bell, Mark Gardner, Lawrence Colbert and Steve Corault, the band played their second show here at the Jericho Tavern, the site of firsts for other local acts such as Radiohead and Supergrass. Like label mates Slowdive and MBV, Ryder focused on the use of effects in their music and would achieve chart success with their debut album Nowhere. Out on Creation Records in 1990, the album went into the charts at number 11. Like label mates MBV, the band recorded Nowhere at Blackwing Studios in London. In 1992, they would go one better with sophomore effort Going Blank Again peaking at number 5 in the charts. This album was recorded here at Chipping Norton Recording Studios. Swerve Driver are another Oxford band, formed in 1989 out of a previous band Shake Appeal, which was partly inspired by the sights and sounds of this British Leyland car factory. Swerve Driver actually found more success in America than in Britain, with American audiences still having time for shoegaze whilst us Brits were debating Oasis versus Blur. Our final stop is just north of the Thames Valley in Rugby, Warwickshire. It's here in 1990 that Spiritualize formed, out of another rugby outfit, Spaceman 3. The band recorded their debut album Laser Guided Melodies in Rugby, Bath and the Northamptonshire countryside, at which point the band embarked on a tour with the Jesus and Mary Chain. Spiritualize would go on to find mainstream success later with 1997's Ladies and Gentlemen We Are Floating in Space, an album which would beat Radiohead's OK Computer and The Verve's Urban Hymns to NME's Album of the Year spot, whatever that means, man. Music journalism, man. Just listen to the music, man. Alright, take it easy, guys. Thanks for listening, watching this video. If you need more from me, contact me on email and do the old subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, share this video with your friends on Reddit and all the places on the internet and off the internet. Spread the Pedal Partners words on the streets of wherever you're from. Love the global audience we have. Love the world. See you all soon for more shoegaze. Alright, bye guys, love you. Stay real, alright, Scranton. Peace.